for today's recipe, I've taken 1 tablespoon of oil in my pan or vessel. Now I've cut the pumpkin into these small cubes. After peeling it, I'll explain to you how I prepped the pumpkin. Now once our oil is nice and hot, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of mustard seeds or mohuri or rye. Once the mustard seeds start to splutter, I'm going to add half a teaspoon of cumin seeds or jeera. Then immediately I'm going to add half a teaspoon of hing or asafotedia, followed by half a teaspoon of haldi powder or turmeric powder. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds or meethi seeds. This really adds a lovely flavor to this recipe. And then I'm going to add the pumpkin. Now this is about a quarter kilo of pumpkin. Mix everything really well together. Now I'll explain to you as to how I prepared the pumpkin. So first I washed the pumpkin really well. Then I peeled the peel off the pumpkin, which is a hard cover. So use a nice peeler or a knife. Then I've retained the seeds. What I do is I just wash the seeds well and then dry them up in the sun and just roast them a little bit with on a little bit of ghee and eat them. They're very delicious. And then I just cubed the pumpkin into these small cubes. So first of all, when you're buying the pumpkin, ensure that it's lovely and nice and fresh and orange in color. There's lots of seeds on it, and even though it should look fresh. Don't buy a very stale or like a whitish pumpkin. It should be more in red or orange in color. So now we're going to cover this with a lid, and I'm going to add water onto the lid. So this water will help to cook the pumpkin. Now we're going to keep the water on a low to medium flame like this till it starts to bubble. So you'll see this bubbles. The minute you see the bubbles, then you lift the lid a bit with a pair of tongs like this. And then half of this hot water, you pour it into the pumpkin. This will cook the pumpkin nicely. The tongs are also called sanshi. So with the help of the sanshi, just put the water in. Keep half of the water on the lid. And then we're going to cover, and every 2 or 3 minutes, just lift the lid up very carefully and stir in between. Now after 10 minutes, you'll find that on a very low flame that the water has completely evaporated. Like you can see, there's no water on the lid at all. So now our pumpkin is nice and cooked. So now to check it, I'm just going to take a spoon and I'm just going to check the pumpkin. You should be able to cut through it very, very easily. So just take one piece of the pumpkin. See, it comes off very easy. I think the pumpkin is cooked. So now we can nicely flavor our pumpkin bhaji or Bhopla bhaji. So first, of course, I'm going to add salt to taste. Mix it really, really well. This is one of my favorite vegetables. It's just so delicious and it's so healthy too. Now I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of red chili powder, or you can add as per taste, as to how spicy you would like it. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of my homemade goda masala. I will leave a link to my recipe. It's very simple. You can prepare your goda masala at home itself with no preservatives or anything, and it tastes really lovely. So I'll leave a link to my goda masala. You can make it at home and add it to lots of vegetables and lots of usals. I will leave a link to all those recipes. Now I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of ghee or jaggery. So this is also as per taste. You can make it as sweet as you like, or less sweet. I mean, we like it a mixture of sweet, spicy. So I'm using the regular white ghee that we use. Now mix everything really well together. Now I like a little bit of a gravy to this, but if you want it completely dry, then you can just start cooking this on a little bit of a high flame till all the liquid evaporates. But a little bit of gravy really tastes very, very nice. I like to have this with some puri. And now I'm just going to add some fresh grated coconut, and I'm just going to stir everything and just cook it for about a minute or two, and that's it, friends. And like I said, I like to have this with puri or even with some dal and rice or amti bhat. It tastes amazing. And that's it, friends. Our simple pumpkin bhaji is all ready to give it a try.